Moving on. So OpenAI recently made a statement on its website from February 14, 2024. It says, disrupting malicious uses of AI by state-affiliated threat actors. We terminated accounts associated with state-affiliated threat actors. Our findings show our models offer only limited incremental capabilities for malicious cybersecurity tasks. Let me go ahead and say this. I feel like that is a robust corporate way of saying there are some dictators, some fascists in those countries you know about, China, Russia, Israel, who are using ChatGPT and things like it, Gemini, but in particular we're talking about OpenAI. And they're saying it's limited. It's limited how we can deal with that. Now, this sounds much cleaner, but you would hope that if you have put these systems out into the world, that crazy dictators who want to nuke the world, you might be able to figure out how to make sure that they don't use your systems to try and do that. So, it goes on to say, let me just go ahead and, it says, disruption of threat actors. Specifically, Charcoal Typhoon used our services to research various companies and cybersecurity tools, debug code, and generate scripts, and create content likely for use in phishing campaigns. Salmon Typhoon used our services to translate technical papers, retrieve publicly available information on multiple intelligence agencies and regional threat actors, assist with coding, and research common ways processes could be hidden on a system. This is so dangerous. This clearly goes beyond just content. It goes beyond just bots going crazy in the comment sections of different social media channels. This clearly also involves systems. This involves security. This involves tech tools. So this is something we really, really need to be worried about. So Crimson Sandstorm, Emerald Sleet, Forest Blizzard. Now, some of those players that we talked about earlier, I'm going to go deeper into the article to tell you about them. So it says Russia. Based on collaboration and information sharing with Microsoft, we disrupted 5 state-affiliated malicious actors, 2 China-affiliated threat actors known as Charcoal Typhoon and Salmon Typhoon, the Iran-affiliated threat known as Crimson Sandstorm, the North Korea-affiliated actor known as Emerald Sleet, and the Russia-affiliated actor known as Forest Blizzard. This is really, really real right now, and it's our responsibility to demand from our legislators to do something about it, okay? When television first disrupted the market, okay, it was regulated. Social media, we're at that point now where we're saying, oh, crap, maybe we should regulate this thing. AI is the same way. It's got to be regulated. I mean, Donald Trump is a perfect example of someone who has used foreign actors to spread misinformation. Elon Musk is another example. It is so, so dangerous. And if we don't want to end up in World War III, AI is going to have to be regulated. Now listen to this. OpenAI says it's disrupted Chinese, Russian, Israeli influence campaigns. This is from Al Jazeera. This is from May 24, 2024. It says, artificial intelligence company OpenAI has announced that it disrupted covert influence campaigns originating from Russia, China, Israel, and Iran. The ChatGPT maker on Thursday, okay, let me pause there and say this real quick. Will you dare to love? Check out my book, Millennial and Gen Z Guide to Marriage, Love in the Age of Lies, Deception, and Mistrust. Peer to peer, I will journey with you in the pitfalls, love, laughter, and even in the pains that come with marriage. Despite the bad PR, I believe our generations shouldn't give up on love just yet. This book will make you look at millennial and Gen Z marriage, life, and love with a refreshing new lens. This is our time. Compared to baby boomers and Gen Xers, millennials and Gen Z are getting married less, buying homes later, and suffering poverty more. Whether you've got a bit of hope or you need some hope desperately, here are all the tips and tricks taken from my own experience and my own millennial marriage. You'll grow in love and happiness when you apply them across marriage, other relationships, your career, health, and every aspect of your life. Millennial and Gen Z Guide to Marriage. Love in the Age of Lies, Deception, and Mistrust is available now on Amazon. I'm so happy you're on this journey with me. Let's get started. Order your copy today. ChatGPT's founder himself said he is afraid of where AI is, of what it could do. The ChatGPT maker said on Thursday that it identified 5 campaigns involving deceptive attempts to manipulate public opinion or influence political outcomes without revealing the true identity or intentions of the actors behind them. Quick tip: if you see Z in a weird post, a weird comment that is just like, what the heck is this person's problem? It's Russia. Z. Just look for the word Z, the letter Z. It's literally Russia. The campaigns use OpenAI's models to generate text and images that were posted across social media platforms such as Telegram, X, and Instagram, in some cases exploiting the tools to produce content with fewer language errors than would have been possible for human operators, OpenAI said. It's so true. You know, humans, when they actually write posts, there are some kind of errors. And then also, when you see these bots going back and forth with these like bot wars, that is the weirdest thing. It's like, how is anyone typing that fast and responding that fast? OpenAI said it terminated accounts associated with 2 Russian operators dubbed Bad Grammar and Doppelganger. Let me say this. I feel like doing that is not enough right now. I feel like doing that is not going to really put us anywhere. I know bottled water, horrible for the environment, but we don't often get bottled water. I felt like I needed to say that because I do try to be good to our planet since it's, climate change is real. But I feel like getting rid of 2 is not going to do anything. Like, that does nothing. But the Al Jazeera account goes on to talk more about how they're basically using this, how they basically have rigged it around language. Language is kind of a hiccup. It's a good article. Check it out if you have a chance to. I'm going to sum up with it just saying here at the end. It says, the potential for AI to be used to spread disinformation has emerged as a major talking point as voters in more than 50 countries cast their ballots in what has been dubbed the biggest election year in history. Last week, authorities in the U.S. state of New Hampshire announced they had indicted a Democratic Party political consultant on more than 24 charges for allegedly orchestrating robocalls that used an AI-created impersonation of President Joe Biden again to urge voters not to vote in the state's presidential primary. Why would a Democrat do that? Is the Democrat not on? I didn't even hear about that one, guys. During the run-up to Pakistan's parliamentary elections in February, jailed former Prime Minister Imran Khan used AI-generated speeches to rally supporters amid a government ban on public rallies. It's just like people are getting lazy. This is just lazy at this point, It's not even just truly about someone being an evil genius. It's partly lazy. Like, this is why I said, if you haven't checked out my video about AI and how it could hurt minorities yet, check out that video. It's going to be so imperative for us to really try to understand these systems and to combat it with our language, that we use in our letters to our at our administrators, our legislators. We got to put those letters in. We got to send them those emails. We got to make those phone calls. We have to get out and vote for people who are going to advocate to make sure that the world doesn't fall into the hands of dictators, because AI is one way that they can get an inch closer to that, and maybe it's an inch too close. But I would love to know what you guys